Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'll tell you real quick because I know I kind of told you what I want to talk to you about. But one of the things was a lot of people on my stream were like, "Who the hell is Hendralisk?" Like they had never heard of you, and of course the
Yeah.
dedicated few of us were like, "You don't know Hendralisk? You're crazy." But all
Uh,
right, to I guess make this a proper official semi-interview, however you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rifkin. Hello, it's the voice. You don't see a face, but with me now is Hendralisk from Complexity Gaming. Just after
Hi.
this is
Wow.
just literally as close as we can get to being off of his WCS win just now versus Scarlett. I guess the first question is, how do you feel?
To be honest, it's still really nerve-wracking. I mean, I was really nervous going into the series, and I was expecting it to be like a David versus Goliath kind of thing, where if I were to win, it would be really hard and very grueling. But actually, everything went better than expected, so can't really be unhappy about that.
Well, okay, everything you could say everything went as expected, but let's be honest, there's some pretty tense moments, especially in that last game where it looked a little bit worrisome. Were you worried that you were kind of like, I mean, did you feel confident you were still going to win no matter what, or were you like, okay, my 3-0 is on the line here?
Well, the last game, actually, can I just like describe all of them from
Oh,
the first one?
go for it, man.
All right, so leading up to it, spent about a week and a half just preparing for the match. And what I did was first had to search up the recent Scarlet play styles, so I should have an idea of what to expect. Because ZVZ is a matchup where you can be, if you play smart and just metagame someone, let's say, it can pay off because of just how the matchup works. Everyone has the same units, so you want to start off with powerful openers. So basically, what I found out through my research was Scarlett likes to go for either two base muta really fast, uh, which is the most preferred opener, and sometimes a cheese here and there, but not very often, especially in tournaments, and especially because I'm like the underdog. So it would be riskier because if I defended, then I would be ahead, right? So someone like someone a superior player, let's say, would want to drag it out to a long game, and yeah, from that I figured if there was a 3 minute gas, which is what I saw in the first two games, it was gonna be mutas. So I looked up all the recent VODs of ZVZs as well, just to study for reference, and noticed Snoot had really good success with going for his one of his ZVZ openers, and Snoot also is beating Hyun and everybody recently, so figured talk to Snoot and see what's up, and he gave me so many helpful tips, so I'm very grateful for that. And in the first game, uh, so as I said, in the first two games actually, I scouted the 3 minute gas, so I already knew it was going to be mutas, which prompted me to get my evolution chamber for the +1 because that's a build that's powerful versus two base mutas. So doing that, I had a good chance to go for a follow up with two gases and bailing pressure. So at the same time, I was droning my third and see what damage I could have done. In the second game, obviously, I did a lot more damage, which was King Sejon. But in the first one, my hands were actually really shaky in the first game. So I made a lot of micro mistakes, such as putting my infestors in the front, or maybe getting supply blocked, or not positioning my army properly. But I still managed to squeeze out the win with the Hydra Queen attack, with a few, sorry, Roach Queen attack. And in the second game, it played out. It was gonna play out the same way, except I did more damage in the start, so I was able to have a bigger cushion, let's say, going to the mid game, and followed up with my Infestor Roach Hydra attack. Eventually, gave me the win. So at this point, if I'm up 2-0, I was actually questioning to myself like, hey, this can't be real, right? So um, I went. I decided in the remaining maps, I want to throw in a cheese like right away. So if I can squeeze out a win, then it'll just go to a 3-0 and I'll take the series already. So figuring merry-go-round's a 3-player map, I went for a strategy which is mimicking like a normal opener where you get pool before hatchery, but I went for a pool gas hatch because I knew it was going to be if I didn't get scouted, I mean, then it would be really strong because it looks like a normal opener, but it's an all-in with speedlings. So I did that, and my first Overlord didn't catch his base, or sorry, catch her base, and um, my second one barely saw the Zerglings coming. It reminded me of earlier. I'm pretty sure Scarlett saw it, me versus Axiom, where I played Impact on that map and I went Hatch Gas Pool. So this time I decided to switch it up on top of the fact I went Hatch Hatch Gas Pool in the first two games. So I figured if Scarlett was going to early pull me, I would just have another strong build order to combat it. So that on top of the throwing in a cheese because I'm up 2-0 just seemed obvious to me that it was going to be a good idea to go for that full gas hatch build. So that's what I did, and it turned out Scarlet went tempo bailing, and I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, because I took more damage than I should have since I opened pool first, and like 8 drones or so, and yeah, I was a little worried there that it wouldn't be like a free win as it would if I went pool first normally without the gas, because tempo bang's really easy to defend like that. So it just went to like a roach versus roach, but I was able to have more roach numbers. I think someone messaged me saying Scarlet was supply blocked when I attacked, so that was lucky for me too, but I didn't know. And yeah, they were straightforward games involving roaches, I guess, which is the trend now in ZVZ. But um, as I said, I spent a long time preparing for the match, just theory crafting and trying to figure out what to do in the best of 5 series. I actually wrote out a long notepad file of like possible openers, like map tendencies, and what to expect versus everything I scout, and try to focus my game on narrowing it down to the best openers I can do, depending on what to expect based on the map or what already happened in the series. So yeah, I guess all the good planning worked out for me. I think Scarlett didn't prepare for me at all because, well,
You think she underestimated you?
yeah, maybe, but that works out for me, so I'm not gonna complain. And um, so if I know my opponent's weakness, but they don't know mine, then of course it's beneficial to me.
Yeah.
So I was able to exploit that with the help of Snoot, because uh, Snoot gave me a lot of valuable tips, and once again, I'm very grateful for that. He gave me some really helpful tips about players in general. So I was, yeah.
Was there one thing in particular he told you, like one piece of sage advice that today you could kind of be like, yes, I would not have won without that?
There was he gave me like uh yeah, I suppose, but I don't know if I should say it because then
Oh no, that's fine
you
as
know,
long Snoot is now your Yoda, so to speak, and that's all
yeah.
cool.
So it just opened my eyes bigger, not literally, but yeah, I think spending too much time on the PC is making my eyes small. Anyways,
It's okay, dude. We're all Asian here. It's all right. It's all right.
yeah. So I gotta get a haircut too. It's gonna cover my eyes. Oh my god. Okay. Um,
Yeah, I don't know if you're reading our Twitch chat while you're answering these questions, but everyone's just like, "Man, this guy is handsome and his teeth are perfect." And I'm and like right now, someone just said, "Like, guys, he's giving us like such detailed, amazing answers to questions and his thoughts, but all we are is gushing over his looks."
no, not handsome. Anyways, what I was saying was the sagely advice definitely helped me because on top of my own planning, it just made everything more solid and gave me more confidence going to the series. So I'm really glad that things panned out the way they did because I was expecting 3-2 maybe if I were to win or get one-sidedly beat because I'm going against such a great player from North America. So yeah, but with all the prep, I was just going into it with that in mind instead of, oh, I'm playing Jaedong or something. So just did my thing and worked out.
Well, I think one of there's 2 questions right now that need to be asked more than anything else. One is, how do you currently feel right now, and how do you feel going forward in Premier League?
Excited and anticipating what group I'm gonna get. I mean, today I actually beat 4 players on Axiom in Acer Team Story Cup, and also just won my match 3-0. So feeling good
Yeah,
about my play.
actually, I've got a question about this specifically. Sorry to butt in here, but just before we get off this topic, you played a very, very long series of matches today against Axiom for the Acer Team Story Cup. were you worried that that would infect you at all for later in the day? Were you worried about showing
Um,
builds? Like, how did you
yeah, to
feel?
be honest, in the two ZVZs I lost to Impact, I had to wing it and do random builds because I knew Scarlett would use it as reference. Um, so I didn't want to do any of my planned, like the +1 carapace or the pool gas hatch attack. I also had other builds planned, but we didn't get to see them, so I guess next time. But yeah, so I didn't want to do those because, as I said, for the reference. So I had to do things that I winged or just made up on the spot. I mean, just like pick a build and do it kind of thing, and it didn't work in two of the matches versus Impact, so I lost those. But I did beat the Protosses and the Terrans with just normal play, I suppose. So that was nice.
Well, I know you lost Impact once. Then you beat him the second time around. I didn't get to catch that game actually because I tuned in late.
Oh, that game
But
was because I was just going mutas,
uh,
and I wasn't planning to go going on. I wasn't planning on going mutas for Scarlett, so I wanted Scarlett to watch that I was going mutas, because Scarlett's tendency, as I said earlier, is to go mutas. So just false information there, and Impact turned out to like he tried to nidus me, but he put the nidus in my vision, so I saw it, and I still barely held, but in the end I held. So yeah, that's that.
no, that's some really cool like out of game tactics though. I mean, really trying to it's like almost build canceling a Hydralisk dead and swapping to Spire, but with Scarlett
Oh, I've
watching
done
your
that.
games. Well, no, but I
Yeah.
mean like you're trying to show her Mutalisks in the Easter Team Story Cup, so later
Yeah,
on in
I'm
the
not
day.
sure what I'm really gonna do. I mean, that's one of my strengths, I suppose. That I try to, if I know who I'm playing ahead of time, I try to cater my play style for that player, but also not reveal much information about it. And just like when I stream, for example, I'm just relaxing, trying to commentate, and I give the illusion of like not being so good, or not that I lose every game on stream because I don't, but uh, I just try to. When it's tournament time, it's like I'm in the zone and everything's different. This sort of what stuff he did before. I don't know if he did it consciously, where he would beast it out on WCS and whatever tournaments he played, but it didn't do that great on ladder. So, not that I'm not doing great on ladder. It's just, um, oh okay, but I digress. Okay.
Well, okay. Here's the big question. I think a lot of people are wondering. WCS America. It's been Polt's game. Assuming you do well in whatever groups may come, let's assume it gets down to you versus Polt. Who decides to represent America? How do you feel about that? Like right now, I know it's a long way off of the future, and you got a lot of steps to take to get there. But
CVT, I feel pretty confident in that.
yeah, but this isn't ZVT. This is ZV Polt. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah. Well, in the past, I beat Polt in a best of three, but then next time I met him, he beat me 3-0. Um, so I mean, if it's happened in the past, then anything can happen, I guess. Because being the underdog is usually the preferred spot, I feel, because you don't have any pressures. They have the pressure, and you're the one trying to, um, you're the one that's trying to
Well,
prove everyone.
doesn't that get a little bit more scary though? Where you kind of consider like the fact that you got the potential of someone like Polt actually studying up on you. Someone like
I'm pretty sure Paul wouldn't do that. I mean, not pretty sure, but I don't know how the Korean players, the successful ones like Paul, really prepare. But
I mean, they got to be successful for a reason, right?
yeah, but they can versus people like me, or let's say earlier his Hero versus Zeno. I'm pretty sure Hero didn't really focus too much. He just played safe and played his normal style. So, I mean, he was probably focusing on other tournaments too, because that's what the really big name Korean pros have to juggle around with too, right? So I don't think they would give it as much thought as the underdog would give it. And yeah, just preparing is a really important part of the best of the tournament.
Fair
So
enough.
if you don't prepare, you're gonna one day get burned.
Well, I promise I wouldn't keep you too long because I know you want to go get some eat and relax after that intense series. I guess we'll wrap it up here with, do you want to tell people where to find you on Twitch? Because you have been streaming a lot more lately. Granted, you almost never did in the past, but you have been lately.
Okay. Yeah, I do stream. It's twitch.tv/Hendralisk and then an underscore. Or you can go on Twitter and follow me at COL_Hendralisk. That works too. And I tweet when I stream, so if you want to catch my stream, I actually try to just stream ladder and commentate, and it's rather hard to commentate while laddering, but gotta work on it, I guess. Or I gotta work on it.
Well, guys, all the information he just displayed will be listed in the info bar down below. So thank you very much, Hendralisk, for coming in for this quick talk after your games. And congratulations again, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.